This is what they're now saying. The new reports just released. I have all the details for you in this video as we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump into it right now. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to do all the research on your behalf so that you don't need to break it down into these short videos so that you can stay updated each and every day during this very busy time as information continues to change very, very fast. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's jump right into the update. All right, so there are a number of different reports here that I want to run through in this video. I like to share these reports with you just so that you can get a glimpse as to what is actually going on around the country, and so we can get kind of a big picture look at the landscape around this country as well, because I know during times like this, it's kind of easy to think, I'm the only one struggling right now. Let me tell you, you're not the only one struggling. If you're having a hard time right now, please don't feel that way. You are not the only one struggling. In fact, the vast majority of people in this country are struggling right now, according to all the reports. But either way, that's why I'm here for you. I want you to know this is an amazing community that we have right here. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe, as I am here for you. I'm dedicated in any way that I possibly can to help you navigate this time. And ultimately, we got to bang the drums, we got to pound the table, and do whatever we possibly can to get the word out to Congress. We need some cash. Seriously, we've got to get some cash. Anyway, let me share with you some of these reports. All right, so report number 1 shows 71% of retirees responding to this new survey are saying that this inflation is digging into their retirement. That's a lot of people, number one, 71%. But let me ask you, now I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not retired, so I can't exactly speak to this, but I can speak to this from the perspective of dealing with inflation, right? We're all dealing with this inflation right now. However, let me ask you, I know that there's a lot of you here in this community who are retirees, maybe living on a fixed income like Social Security retirement, or maybe SSI benefits, or maybe a pension, or, something like this. Either way, fixed income. But let me ask you, is this inflation impacting your retirement, or are you just sailing right on by? I'm going to go ahead and guess. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Maybe I'm just, assuming too much, but I'm going to assume here that the vast majority of people, probably more than 71% of people, are probably experiencing this inflation digging into your retirement in a really, really aggressive way. But again, maybe I'm completely wrong with this, but I'm just going to guess with this and say that this inflation is really, really wreaking havoc on a lot of people who are retired right now, living on a fixed income. Because here's the deal. The vast majority of people who are retired are either very, very wealthy and do not have a fixed income like Social Security or maybe like a pension or something like that. And again, they don't need it simply because they have so much money stacked away. That is a very rare case for most people. The average person who is retired is either living on a pension, right? So maybe you worked for a bunch of years and you paid in and now you're living on a pension, again, a fixed income, or you're living on Social Security, which is the fact for the vast majority of retirees. Again, you've worked and you paid in so many years, and now here you are living on a fixed income from Social Security retirement benefits. That is probably the most common situation for the vast majority of people. So again, I'd be interested to hear your comments down below, but like I said, I'm just going to assume here that the vast majority of people are experiencing this inflation in a big way, and it certainly is digging into your retirement plans and, of course, the money that you have in retirement, right? Anyway, all right, let's go on to this next report here, and this one shows that 81% of adults in the United States are anticipating a deep recession in 2022. That's a lot of people. Once again, a lot of people are anticipating, based on the current situation, interest rates, inflation, everything going on right now, the global situation, that we are going to fall into a deep recession sometime in 2022. Again, 81% of adults are anticipating this. Here's what's interesting as well. Just today alone, I came across multiple different big names. And when I say big names, I'm talking like very well-known Wall Street people, right? The people on Wall Street making millions of dollars a year. They're probably managing tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars. That's beside the point. The simple fact is, these are very well-known people. They watch things very closely. And now a bunch of these people are starting to come out and say, oh yeah, we're jumping right on the bandwagon of a deep recession sometime in 2022, and I've even seen a couple estimates coming out in 2023. Either way, A lot of people are in the consensus right now that this ship is going down. We've got a leaker, and this sucker is going down. So again, I don't want to instill fear in anybody, but it looks like this economy is pretty much on the brink of tipping over. And yeah, it looks like, according to what the consensus is saying right here, as far as the 81% of people like you and me in this survey, as well as a lot of big names out there right now out of Wall Street, these big people, they're calling on this as well. But again, like I always say, only time will tell, right? So we'll have to see about that and let you know what goes on going forward. Now, one more report here. Again, this was not something that I had planned on talking about, but since I was talking about, Wall Street, things like this came to my attention too. I saw this today, and again, I had no intention of talking about this, but it just came to my mind, and I thought, why not throw it in here really quickly? So about a year ago, the rate on the interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage was below 3%. That's historically really good. For those of you who maybe had mortgages or things like that back in the 70s and even in the 80s, remember your rates back then? You're talking like 17%, 15, 12%, things like this. You know what I mean? When it dropped sub 10%, a lot of people were like, oh, I'm getting a steal of a deal, right? Do you remember those days? The 70s, the 80s? Yeah, well, guess what? Just about a year ago, rates on a 30-year fixed mortgage were below 3%. Incredible, like record low rates. Well, check this out. Just yesterday alone, the rates on a 30-year fixed mortgage are now over 5%. Well, the reports that I'm reading now are saying this is going to have a huge impact on the housing market, because as these rates continue to move higher, that just means that payments are also moving higher for anybody that's shopping for a home right now. So the situation is you buy less of a house because people can only afford so much on a monthly payment each and every month going forward, for a 30-year fixed mortgage. So either they lower their price tag or they simply step out of the housing market. Well, as rates move up this aggressively, this fast like this, they're saying, look out. This is really going to squash the housing market and the buyers coming into this thing. So if you happen to be in the market right now to buy a house, just be aware these rates are moving up quick. And as of about maybe I want to say like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago or so, it was not that long ago, about a week ago, they were sitting around 4.5%. So they've gone up another over another 0.5% here in about a week. So that's a lot. When you think about it on an annualized basis, you're talking a lot of money in interest. So anyway, just want to throw that out there for you really quickly. All right, let's quickly talk about another report here. And this one is showing a survey across a lot of adults here in the United States and showing how COVID has impacted people over the last couple of years here. Here's what the survey is showing. 42% of people have resumed some of their pre-COVID activities. 42% have not actually jumped back into all of their pre-COVID activities, but just some, like they've started to resume some of their pre-COVID activities. In other words, COVID is still impacting their lives in a pretty big way, right? 42% of the people. At the same time, 27% of those people said that COVID had minimal impact on their lives, right? So not of the 42%, but 27% from this survey said that COVID had some minimal impact on their lives. At the same time, 14% of respondents also did say that COVID had zero impact on their activities and what they actually did. So according to this report, only 14% of the people out there had zero impact to COVID to their activity level and what they were actually doing pre-COVID. So sounds like they just zipped right on by the last 2 years here. So congratulations to those 14%. They're certainly the exception to the rule, because I don't think the vast majority of people are just sailing right on through and saying, no, I'm good to go. The last 2 years have been a breeze and it's been absolutely nothing to my life. Well, again, 14% of people can say that. Meanwhile, the other, 86% of people are saying that COVID has dramatically impacted their lives, right? So interesting. And at the same time, 17% of people in this same survey have said that COVID, basically they're back and they're not doing anything that they've done pre-COVID. So whatever they were doing pre-COVID, they have not picked up any of those activities. So 17% of people are still basically saying, I'm not doing anything that I was doing 2 years ago in 2019. So anyway, just an interesting report just to see that, considering considering the president was out earlier today still using COVID as a good excuse to postpone student loan payments. Yes, I'm still dwelling on this, as I have been since earlier this morning. It's just a head scratcher for me, honestly. There's so many people struggling in this country right now, and in this community in particular. It just makes me so sad to see so many people struggling right now. Some people getting relief, and some people being completely forgotten about. I don't know. It just really confuses me, and honestly, it just really makes me sad to see so many of you, all of my really good friends, you right here in this community, still struggling, and the people that have the power to do something about it just pretend like they have no clue what's even going on. But maybe they really don't have a clue what's going on. Not really sure. I don't know. Anyway, we don't need to go down that road again. I don't need to get off on some rant again. If you want to see that, feel free to go back and watch my video from earlier this morning, and you can see me a little bit fired up right there. All right, so let's talk about one more thing here quickly, and then I will let you go. Again, I like to kind of bundle all of these random topics together in one separate video every so often, just because honestly, it's nice to know what's actually going on out there and these reports. Anyway, remember the last couple of days here I've been talking about this $10 billion COVID relief bill that the Senate has been working on, right? They came in, they're like, oh, we did it. We worked bipartisanly. Is that a word bipartisanly? Either way, if it's not a word, I just made it up and now it's a word, okay? They're working on a bipartisan basis and they're so proud. Oh yeah, we worked together, $10 billion. Well, guess what? They brought it to the floor in the Senate yesterday and it failed. So they tried to get it moving forward yesterday and it didn't go anywhere. They agreed and said, we're going to do it. We're going to work together. And then they held a vote yesterday to proceed, and it failed. 47-52. They needed 60 votes. So, I mean, seriously, I'm laughing not because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's just pathetic. I mean, seriously, I don't know what else to say right now. It's seriously just sad that we're in this position right now. So anyway, these are the reports that I have for you right now. As I do get more information on anything out there, of course, I'm here for you. I truly just want to keep you updated. I know there's a lot of reports out there going on. I know there's a lot of different updates and a lot of different weird things going on. But honestly, I do all the research. I compile all this data for you. I boil it down. I try to make these videos as fast as I possibly can. Sometimes you can see I talk too fast and honestly, my brain can't even keep up. Not a surprise, you know what I mean? I'm not like the fastest person in the world, but I do my best and I'm here for you. That is what counts, and my dedication is to you and this community. So again, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below. I am your one and only daily advocate, and again, I'm doing all this research because I want to keep you posted with everything going on, as everything is very highly correlated. And Congress continues to play around with these ideas on stimulus checks, so we can only cross our fingers that hopefully they'll come to their senses, they'll wake up, they'll smell the coffee, or the green, and they'll do something for us in this community and many other people in this that haven't found this community quite yet. Anyway, I hope you're having a nice day so far. Of course, I'll be back later with another update. I've already got some things brewing for you. So again, have a nice day. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,300 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again for your support. I truly appreciate it. We've got to stick together through this time. It is so incredibly important. And that's all we got. That's all we can do during this time. Anyway, I'm here for you. Please leave your comments and questions down below. I do my best to read as many as possible. And enjoy your day. I'll catch you in a little bit later in the next update.